Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It is your boy, Papa Dom, and we are back. It is episode 146 of the most illustrious gaming podcast on the internet. We've got the hoodies in full effect. We've got the pumpkin beers and or ciders in full effect. We've got pumpkin coffees, maybe a little Zambuca, who knows. But we're in live and direct right now, episode 146. Thank you so much for tuning back in with us. We hope you're ready to have a great weekend. I hope you've already had a great week. Maybe you had a shitty week. Maybe you're going to have a great weekend. Maybe vice versa. But we want everything to be all positive. So welcome once again. First off, just like we always do, let me introduce my beautiful co-hosts. First of all, bottom left, if you're watching us on twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming, which you should, steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime and subscribe to us on twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming, the Sultan of SEO, the world heavyweight champion of WordPress, the architect of wickedgoodgaming.com, Mr. Chris P. How are you?
Wow, so you one-upped yourself from last week. That was fucking phenomenal.
I'm coming in.
I'm going to tell the grandkids about that one. Hey, little Billy, come listen to this. Listen, you see what they call me? The Sultan of SEO. Who called me the... but I'm doing good, man.
That's
Thanks
wild, because we're gonna spend holidays at the same house. So.
Oh, I know, dude. I forgot I was gonna marry into the family. That's fucking bananas. No, I'm here for it, though.
What the fuck did I? What did I miss?
That's our bonus fourth topic. Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, no, there's a time and place for it. This isn't the place for it, but the wheels are in motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris P, the tallest and the lankiest.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may know this man from the number 64 slot in the worldwide wingman rankings in Gears of War 2, and also from shouting at inanimate heavy objects at your local gym. Dr. Bob, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, you should see the look on those inanimate objects' eyes when I stare at them, and I tell them, "You see who you are right now? I'm gonna displace you with these fucking biceps." Okay. And that's exactly what happens. What was that? What was that, Chris? I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No, you're trying to clear the throat a little bit.
Oh, okay, good.
No,
yeah, I'm doing good. I had a long 2 weeks of fucking dog sitting, and it's finally over. Let's go.
Wow.
I can finally sleep tonight.
Congrats on
They're probably pumped too. Like, oh, thank God,
yeah.
Someone other than Bob's home. This is fucking.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't know. They had. So what would happen? Never mind. I don't want to get too deep into it, but like my girlfriend would be here during the day when I was at work, and they were perfectly fine. But the second I got home, they would piss and shit all over the place, just out of pure hatred of.
Yeah, you suck.
Spite.
Yeah, whatever.
Didn't Sonny like shit in front of your door, and then you open the door, and then you smear the shit everywhere?
You know, unconfirmed which dog it was, but I'm gonna assume it was him.
Yeah, just based on the size, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then joining us this week, illustrious guests all the time, and this week is absolutely no different. A self-proclaimed camp counselor. You can catch her at twitch.tv/ThatNerdViolet, and because that's what her name is. It's ThatNerdViolet. Welcome to Not Another Gaming Podcast. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I am lovely. I am here. I am ready to go. I feel like I cannot be even compared to the legends in here. But
Wow.
Let's do it.
Wow. Oh my God. I didn't think that.
Just got called. Did you and I just get called legends?
We certainly did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bob. I hope Sonny shits on your pillow tonight.
He can climb. When I was
Yeah,
over
he
Bob's house
can-
a couple
he
weeks
can
ago,
fucking
he climbed up on like one of the chairs in the backyard, and Rob's eyes were like going out of his head like this. It's like, what is he doing? And he was like clawing his way up onto a chair, got his hind legs up, and I was like, yeah, dude, he's smothering you in your sleep tonight. So welcome, episode 146. We're just doing it real big and real live, and we're just going to get right into it. As we always do, we are going to lead off with a little segment that we like to call the Weekend Recap.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? We lit!
Flex King, thank you for the tier 1 sub, and the comment was Bob's shitty feet. Thank you so much. 5 months.
Well, also, thank you so much. It's middle of September, so don't forget to sub.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks, Noodle Arms Kyle, for the sub in September. I appreciate
shit. Pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaners.
I don't know. I've seen Kyle's Instagram, and he's pretty beefed up, dude.
I've seen Kyle in real life. Just because he's 6'6", has a 1.5 long hog, and giant biceps doesn't mean shit.
I mean, it kind of means a lot.
That counts for literally almost everything that you want to read in like a Tinder profile. All right, we're gonna jump right into it. It's a little weekend recap. Chris, how you been? What you been playing? What was your weekend like?
Yo, Dom, I'm glad you asked. I'll start by saying how my weekend was. My weekend was pretty good. It was one of the weekends where, well, one of the nights where I go against the grain. I'm like, you know what, usually I'm like, I'll stick to one booze for the night and I'll kind of just like cruise. I'll drink that. I won't feel that bad. I literally went from spiked seltzers to IPAs to pistachio shots to vodka sodas and then red wine to end the night. And then before you know it, it was 2 a.m. at a local bar and they were playing Christmas music. And I was never more happy in my whole life. I was jamming the fuck out, and I even ended up like on their Instagram story, which I did not consent to, but like our lawyers are working that out. But it was so funny because like if you look at me, I have a hoodie on that looks like I got it at the flea market. It's just like a big hoodie that says Massachusetts written across the chest, and it's literally like armpit to armpit and like Times New Roman. It's like I didn't expect to go out. The booze just kind of took me there. But it was fun all around. It really put a damper on the rest of my weekend. Really couldn't do much. Felt like mulch. And then as for what I'm playing, I didn't really play much this weekend. I haven't picked up WoW in a bit. But it's not the weekend, but it's today. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta just came out for PC. So I played that for about 4 or 5 hours today. Really fucking fun, boys. And Bob, I don't want to hear it, but that was a good one. But no, like a lot of the Call of Duties, don't get me wrong, none of them are optimized for the computer at all. So it's like you don't really expect much. This one plays really well on the computer, so I'm excited. I know it sounds like a broken record, but I'm excited. So I've been playing that. All in all, good weekend. Little Call of Duty, not much else. Bob, I would love to hear how your weekend was, dude. I would love to hear it.
I spent the vast majority of it cleaning up dog piss and shit, as I have the past 2 weeks.
Blaming it on the dogs, all right.
Dude, I should have just started marking my own territory and then right when my parents got home. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Just built up all over the place. Good luck.
Sonny, you think your shit's a big? Look at this one. In the corner of the room.
Yeah, so I've been dog sitting for the past 2 weeks, and it's finally over. So I haven't gotten more than like 4 or 5 hours of sleep for 2 weeks straight. So I'm looking forward to sleeping until 2 o'clock tomorrow because I took work off. But I have been continuing to grind WoW. I'm almost at level 38. I think after this, I'm just going to play until I hit 40. I don't care how long it takes. I'll be fucking playing. I tried playing Gears 5. It's not optimized well, so I only played a couple of matches, and it's really not running smoothly. I gave Skater XL a couple of hours of my time. I put a quick preview up on the website. You can read that at wickedgoodgaming.com, the preview for Skater XL. And that game feels really good for like another skateboarding game that we can look forward to coming, since it's been, 9 years since Skate 3, and there's really been nothing else in the meantime. Skater XL is fully launching in 2020 on PC, Nintendo, and Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. So keep an eye out for that. And then what else? What else I play? World of Warcraft, Gears. Oh, and I've been playing jumping into some CS matches recently. Oh, yeah, and let me tell you, Chris fucking stinks.
Oh, you guys will find this fucking hilarious. I think I understand. So I was playing Counter-Strike last night with Bob and like a couple of the other guys, and Jimmy, my roommate, lives downstairs. So he was about to go to his girlfriend's house, and he wanted to tell me something before he left. So as he's walking up to my door, he has me punch my desk, and he was like, I just stopped in my tracks, and I just said, I'll tell him tomorrow, and I left. That game
Yeah, he
pisses me the fuck
gets
off.
Chris gets very emotional, especially when he doesn't break double-digit kills, which is basically every single game.
Well, I just have to do 1 kill better than you. If you're getting 5 kills, I only have to get 6.
You never do better than me, and that can be proven.
Oh, you should change your name. You should change like your online alias, Bottom Frag Bob.
The shots are being fired. Literally.
Chris, there hasn't been a single time you've ever outfragged.
Dude, you can look at the VODs, but you deleted them. So
I don't need the VODs because I can just go. But hold on.
Yeah,
You know
he
what?
deleted
I'm popping up Counter-Strike, and I'm gonna get
Show me the
actual
emails, Bob.
stats from all of the games that we played last night.
Fuck.
Oh, Chris, you can't delete those, baby. You can't fucking delete in-game the matches. They're all saved. You can't fucking delete those. I could download those too. We can watch your fucking perspective if I wanted to. I'm going live after this. I'm watching Chris fucking nade himself and molly himself out of fucking B on Mirage. You want to fucking see that, Chris? Fucking try me. Fucking try me, Chris.
You know, Bob, I don't appreciate this.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, you suck at Counter-Strike, though. Dumb.
Yeah, right.
Me? Jesus, what the fuck did I do this weekend? I literally, this actually recurs every week because being 108 years old, I need to literally actually look at my calendar and remind myself of what I did this weekend. Let's see here. Don't see anything on the calendar. Oh, I had a wedding this weekend. Yeah, I officiated a wedding this weekend, so that was kind of wild. Yeah, I officiated a wedding, so great time. Had an absolutely unbelievable time. Went up to Vermont. It was about a 3.5-hour drive. Me having flown to Australia on like a 28-hour flight, sick brag. Went the 3.5-hour drives up to Vermont. Just absolutely, it's nothing. Officiated 2 of my closest friends' weddings. Congrats, Jen and Tommy. And so, fun story about this is that the girl who is Jen, who is the bride, I actually met her before I met Lauren, my wife, and actually went on a date with her before I met Lauren. So that was kind of like an inside joke that like almost I think it got me the job to officiate the wedding because I was like, we were just like drinking one night and I told them, I was like, listen, if I were to officiate your wedding, this is what I would say. I would just say, hey, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Dom, and before I met my wife, I actually went on a little date with Jen in high school, and it was from that night on that I knew that this was the girl that I was going to marry to somebody else.
That's so good.
And so I guess that like stuck with them, and so they gave me the job. And so the groom is from New York, and his whole family like huge Giants fans. So I knew that I had to like put a little dig in there about like New England sports. So I was acknowledging people who had come from all over the place, and I was like, oh, there's people from Canada, Colorado, Texas, North Carolina, all over the place. And there's also a lot of people that traveled here from New York. So I know there's more than a few Giants fans here in attendance. But not to worry. I know that New England can be different. Life in New England can be different in a few ways. But today's ceremony only involves 2 rings instead of our customary 6. So you should all feel right at home. And I was like, yes, I know that the Giants only have 4 rings, but we're only counting the ones that you could watch on color TVs.
Did that crush?
Oh, it fucking killed. It killed. The people, so the groom's dad, and he's a big Giants guy too, he was introducing me as Father Dom at the wedding. He was like, yeah, this is Father Dom. He's our family parishioner. He's an ordained minister. I had so many people coming up to me, and they were like, oh my God, where's the church that you preach at? We'd love to come see you. And I was like, I am literally not a fucking ordained minister. I could not be further from that. I just got a 1-day license. It's just like paying a parking ticket. He was like, oh, and then he introduced me to 40 other people and was like, he said I was a judge and I was a legit justice of the peace. And they were like, oh my God, Father Dom, you've been great. And I was like, listen, it's actually Papa Dom. You can see me on Not Another Gaming Podcast every Thursday on twitch.tv/WickedGoodGaming. Steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime. But yeah, so great time this weekend. Played a lot of The Sinking City on Nintendo Switch. Really scary. It's really scary.
Oh, come on, dude.
It's not that scary. It's not. It's pretty good. It's like L.A. Noire, but like with H.P. Lovecraft influences. So the Sinking City is really great. Been playing a whole lot of that, and I've been playing a lot of Gears 5, which is really good, and I am absolutely buns at Gears 5 multiplayer. I remind myself of this every time a new Gears game comes out. I'm like, ooh, can't wait to have fun in Gears multiplayer. And then I log in and I'm like, wow, this is the worst. I can't believe, like, there is no game on earth that is more like, how the fuck did that kill me than Gears of War. I don't care. It's probably every game on earth that's the same, but there is nothing that's like, how did he get me than Gears. And they show you the percentages in Gears 5 now. So I saw that I like hit somebody with a Gnasher like square in the face, and it was like 98% on one hit, and then he killed me right afterwards, and I almost actually I almost frisbeed my Xbox One down the street. So
game. Tough ass game. And believe me, I was trying to play next to you, and I just wasn't
it's tough.
happening.
Violet, I'm so sorry that we've neglected you for so long. I was just on a tangent there. Listen,
I have been enjoying everything. My ears have been tingling.
I'm so glad. So not only would I invite you to share your weekend with us, but could you also tell us a little bit about yourself, like where people can find you, like what you're all about, but also please do get into your little weekend for us, please.
Sure. So you guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter at ThatNerdViolet. I also have an Instagram, but I never post on it anymore, so just don't go there. I pretty much stream anything that is horror related mostly. So a lot of Dead by Daylight, that's my main game, but also other horror games. But I'm terrible at games completely. So don't
worry, so isn't Chris and Dom.
Oh, perfect. I'm among company.
Yeah. Hi.
But yeah, we center a lot about like community and comedy and just making fun of each other in a loving way. That sounds more harsh than I mean it to, but yeah. This weekend was really very low key. Kip, my fiance, went on his bachelor weekend. So I just
the invite got lost in the mail. Okay.
Yeah. Except he went on Friday, and this past Friday was what date, gentlemen?
It was Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
13th.
Yeah. Oh.
Friday the 13th, full moon.
Yeah.
He was staying in a cabin in the woods.
Oh, so he's dead, is what you're trying to tell us.
He's dead now, yes.
Yeah. Sorry for your loss.
I'm lying to everybody.
Rip in peace.
And while he was gone, I pretty much just did some stuff for the wedding. But I also did game a little bit this weekend. I was playing The Sims 4 and the new game pack that came out last week, Realm of Magic. So introduced basically witches and wizards into the game.
Oh.
So it was fantastic.
Love that.
I very much enjoyed myself.
Love to hear it. Absolutely.
And then I robbed a bank, but that's for another time.
What?
Yeah. No,
Yes.
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that for a rainy day. But that's great. That's great. That's great to hear. We did have a lot of talk about the Sims 4 expansion pack in our Discord. You can join our Discord if somebody wants to hit !Discord in the chat. We do have actually a lot of Sims talk in the Discord. Shout out to Molly. So we are well on our way. We're well on our way.
How'd you fuck? I thought you fucked that up, my bad.
Oh my god, Jesus, trigger happy, the both of yous. We're well on our way already this episode, and welcome Violet once again. Hope you're having a great time already. So we're gonna just get right into it. So tonight's topics, we've got a whole lot on the table, and I'm gonna jump right into it. So Rockstar Games has announced that it has its very own games launcher now, and you get San Andreas for free by downloading it. So, if you couldn't already find a free copy of a 12-year-old game, you can now do that via the Rockstar Games launcher. You can buy games on there. You can they would patch up automatically, but I'm seeing this trend where you've got the Rockstar Games launcher, you have the Bethesda launcher, you have the Battle.net launcher, you have Origin, you have the Epic Store, you have Steam. There's a lot of launchers, and I don't primarily game on PC, so Chris, Rob, Violet, I assume that you guys have a lot more perspective on this, but it seems like gaming is kind of following the same trend that TV and movies are doing, where every single developer needs to have their own streaming service. Can somebody please tell me how you feel about this and where you see this going? Do you think this is part of a trend that's going to keep going, or do you think this is just a coincidence?
So I think it's unnecessary, to be very honest with you. I think it's more of a money thing than anything. Because if you're keeping your game on some sort of launcher, there has to be some sort of kickback that you're giving that company to host your game on there and stuff like that. So it's ultimately they want to make 100% of the profit instead of having to kick back the 10, 15,
You're cutting
whatever
out the
percent.
middleman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
And like everyone's gonna follow suit because everyone wants more money. All these games are for-profit companies. They're not gonna be like, oh, like we just want to like help out the little guy. Here you go, Steam, host our game. You really need this. Like, no, they don't need that other game. They have thousands and thousands of games already on there. I think it's more of a money thing than anything. And like Violet said, cutting out the middleman. Do I think it's a trend that's gonna continue? I do. I personally do, just because once again, money. That's really all it is. And then there will become a point though where people are just like, we don't have to do this. It's like what we do, right, with merchandise and t-shirts and whatnot. So you could check this out for science on wickedgoodgaming.com/shop just for science. Buy some just so you can get
funsies.
for what I'm referring to. But the reason why we do the service that we do on there, we go through a company who handles the deliveries, the returns, the customer service, all that, is so we don't have to worry about that. You can spend your time building your business in other ways. And I think when people actually take a step back and realize that like your peace of mind and your time is the most valuable thing that you really have towards your business, they could be like, all right, like might as well just lose a little bit of money to not have to fucking worry about this stuff.
Yeah.
Love that. Violet, what do you think about this? Are you rushing out to download every launcher that comes out?
I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. So if we're talking about maybe not a company-owned launcher like Rockstar, but in general, I think it's good because so far there's been a big monopoly over just where people can, host their games. I mean, even if you look at Steam right now, right? Like they have such a large library. But the developers only get a certain cut of that. So money-wise, I think it's good for them. And I don't see a problem personally if I have to download a couple of different launchers, as long as I don't have to pay a subscription for it, right? So if I want to play Red Dead 2 on PC, whenever the hell that comes out, and they said, well, you can only do that if you pay $10 a month or something, I'm out. That is ridiculous. But as long as they keep the actual platform free and you still just have to pay for the games, I don't really see too much of a problem with it. And I don't know, maybe in terms of what they're going to be making for revenue, maybe it will actually be better because, again, if you're cutting out the middleman, they're getting more of the profits, then that means that's more people that they can hire for, writing, for the art, everything. I don't see too much wrong. I don't think it'll personally affect me until we possibly get the whole subscription, because I can't do anymore.
So let me ask you this. If they said, because I know Rockstar, this is what surprised me the most, because I feel like Rockstar hasn't had the greatest track record when it came to PC games. Like when I think about...
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like Red Dead 1 only just came to PC.
Right.
Like I'm not making this up, right? They only came like a couple years ago, and it was like 2 years before Red Dead 2 was released. And so they haven't had the best track record with PC games. So what if they said, it's free to get the games when they come out, but if you pay $5 to $10 a month or something, you get them earlier? Would you buy into that?
Depends how long until the game comes out.
Hell no.
If you think about it, so say you stop paying your subscription, right? It's $5 a month. You know a game that, like, the only game you really want comes out in 2 years. You're paying $120 for that game.
And you're talking about a specific launcher for a specific company, a company that releases a game every 4 years. You can't have a subscription fee for something like that, because you'd just sit.
Or what if they said, if you, let's say it's like a $5 a month subscription fee, but you accrue, like, let's say because GTA and Red Dead Online both have premium currencies. What if they had like a universal Rockstar currency, and it's like you could pay Rockstar dollars for, X amount of dollars in GTA 6 and Red Dead 3 or Bully 2 or whatever. Just so your like ears perk up. It's like, oh, you accrue these dollars and then you can spend them in any game you want in our library.
I'm cool with that. It's like credit card points.
It's not real money. It doesn't exist.
Fake money. First of all,
Yeah,
credit cards are fake money. So.
I would be more geared towards, say, okay, so Rockstar says, hey, here is our entire games library, and you can play anything you want for $5 a month. That I would be interested in.
Yeah.
I think I'm so fucking sick of this. I'm so exhausted by all of this. Why not just put everything on Steam? Like, right when Epic came out with their launcher, I said this is both a good and bad. It's a bad thing because they took out a bunch of key features, like having a customer-based review system. So you can't actually, if there's an Epic exclusive, you can't go into that game and find written reviews by consumers. They just don't have it. They took it out for whatever reason, whether it be malicious or not. They took it out, and they're a very much pro production. So I caught the fucking fly.
Did you?
Yep.
No, you didn't.
I did. I fucking caught it, dude.
Oh
Holy
my gosh!
I am-
Master.
Wow. That's the second time in my life. Second time in my life I've ever done that.
Mr. Miyagi.
What the fuck was I saying? It's still alive too. I let it go.
Well, pacifist.
Yeah, I know. You'd never think me. So they took out key features, but I said the bonus to it would be, again, like Violet was saying, it relieves some of the monopoly that Steam and Valve have over the industry, over the PC consumer base, really. Mm-hmm. And it creates for a more open market in which these companies will now have to vie for the publishers. If you want to come to Steam, well, you're just going to have to, and have the larger subscriber base, you're going to have to, give up that extra 7% that you would be accruing if you were to go through Epic. I like that. I like having the open market based for PC gaming. The issue then comes with all of the developers themselves creating their own launchers. The Bethesda launcher is not good. It's just a poorly optimized launcher. It doesn't run well. Most of those games are on Steam anyway. But the issue is, like, when I bought Quake Champions on the Bethesda launcher, you have to contact Bethesda to get your account transferred from the launcher to Steam, which is ridiculous. So I'll pretty much never play Quake Champions ever again. Neither will anybody else.
Yeah, you were shit at that anyway. But...
Yeah, okay. Outside of that, like Origins, you're only getting Ubisoft games, which there's an abundance of. But
no, Origins EA. You're thinking of
is
EA Origin EA.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ubisoft doesn't have a launcher on its own, I don't think.
All right. Well, you're only getting EA games, which all suck right now anyway. Like, look at every fucking game that's out.
True.
Please, you're hurting me.
Sorry. They still all suck. And like, what else? Discord.
My
has
feelings.
its own
Please roast me.
Discord has its own fucking launcher. It has its own marketplace. Twitch has its own launcher and marketplace. Like, it's getting so overwhelming at this point where if you're going to create this, you better, one, make sure it's fully optimized and can compete with Steam. Two, you can't be removing key features that everybody is looking for, because the flagship will always be Steam. That'll never change. That is one consistency that we will have for the rest of our lives. The flagship system on PC will always be Steam. So if you start removing those key features, people are going to be upset. People are upset with Epic. I'm not buying Epic games because I don't.
You bought Gears of War 5.
I'm talking about the Epic launcher.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Two
separate entities.
Gears 5 isn't Epic anymore.
Correct.
Ah.
Coalition. There you go.
Wait, so Bob, think of it this way, ready? So the whole aspect of launches, like different companies opening up their own launches, was to take away from the monopolization of Steam and other launches, right? That was like the first thing you said.
Well, their primary goal is to make more money. It will always be more income, and because Epic made so much money off of Fortnite, they could do whatever the fuck they want, and which is why they give like an additional 7% income to the publishers. So every publishing company that has an exclusive through Epic Games, I believe it's either 7 or 13%. I can't remember off the top of my head. You can go back and listen to previous episodes when we talked about this, where I had the actual numbers in front. But if you're publishing your game on Epic exclusively, you're getting more of the money that's being made on that game than you would on Steam. And if you're using the Unreal Engine, they wipe that fee right off the bat. Because if you're doing it through Steam, not only are you paying Steam, but then you're still also paying Epic for use of their Unreal Engine. So anybody that's creating a game on Unreal, anything, might as well just go through Epic Games as it is. So they basically have a monopoly on their own engine as well. But that's how you seed out your crafting tools that you created in-house. But I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like private launcher. I don't like it at all. I refuse to purchase games on Epic. I'll take their free games, like I just downloaded the Arkham trilogy, but I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah, the reason I asked that, like, for you to repeat it was, Tom, you sound like a fucking English bulldog right now.
I sound like that when I sleep too.
The good thing I don't sleep next to you anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah, anymore. He's,
Wait for this weekend.
Yeah, he doesn't make me feel sexy anymore. But the reason I asked that, Bob, is because if people opening up their own launches supposed to like take with it, I don't know how to, am I saying this right? Monopolization? Am I saying that right? It just sounds weird coming off the tongue. If that was the main reason to kind of like end that plus a little bit of money, everything's getting monopolized again with having individual launches. So like the whole taking away the monopolization is back because everyone's fucking doing it.
Exactly. They're doing the exact same thing. If you have an exclusive game in your development pocket, if you are Rockstar Games and you are only releasing your Rockstar produced Rockstar games in your Rockstar launcher and are excluding them from Steam or putting a timed exclusive from Steam, you are monopolizing your games on PCs. That being said, the Rockstar launcher, I think, is going to be a huge fucking, because like Dom was saying, they don't optimize their game. First of all, they don't put PC gamers first. They put console gamers first. Their PC ports come years after their console launches, and then there have been notorious issues with all of their PC ports. So when it came to San Andreas initially being ported to PC, it was a direct console to PC port. And then I think it was a couple of years after it was ported, there was some random update that got changed from the console version to the mobile version, which degraded all of the textures, all of the graphics. So you paid for a console to PC port, and they changed it from console to PC to mobile to PC without notifying anybody. They Trojan horse the whole thing right in, and then they Trojan horse their launcher into GTA 5.
Jeez, well, just give me Bully 2 and I'm fine. That's fine.
What I mean. There's no point. I'll get it for PlayStation. I'm not going to use the launcher.
This is a beefy topic.
I don't like it. I don't like launchers.
A lot of beef. Yeah, Brylan just pointed out, you get San Andreas for free for downloading the launcher, and as I mentioned at the top of the topic, in case you haven't figured out a way to get a 20-year-old game for free.
You're also getting the mobile version of it, not a console version of it.
Oh, shit. So, moving right along. Any final thoughts on that? Any, like, 2-syllable final thoughts on...
Put it on Steam.
No.
Put it on
Not
Steam.
bad.
Yeah, it's fine. I have no feelings one way or the other. All right, so next... $17 million with an M was just raised for the first ever all esports network. So the VENN, the VENN, Video Game Entertainment and News Network. That's like, so first of all, hold on, it's 4 letters and there's like 6 words. That's not how acronyms work. VENN is set to launch in 2020 and aims to give the fragmented esports scene a home base for content with higher production value than gamers are used to with online streaming. The network was co-founded by 4-time Emmy-winning producer Ariel Horn and entrepreneur Ben Cousin and has raised $17 million from investors, including co-founders from Twitch, Riot Games, and Blizzard. So
Wow.
there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack. We've got a bajillion different people that are investing in it. You got people from Riot, Blizzard, and Twitch. They're investing. $17 million is no small fee. And I mean, we've talked about this in the podcast before about like having like a unified. We've like talked about G4 and like what if if
rip.
you know what I'm saying? RIP IP. It turned into the like cops and cheaters network. And it's twilight hours, but like if it were to have like a second wind, this is exactly what it would be, which is like esports, gaming news, stuff like that. So the big question is like, what do we think? What do we expect? And what do we want from it? Violet, you want to lead us off here?
Sure. So I have concerns, so I'm gonna say what I don't want
Please
first.
do.
I don't want it just to be centered all around Fortnite. I want it to be able
God.
to show different,
Yes.
competitions and, maybe like League or, now that you said that, Blizzard has a point in it, I'm sure that they're going to be doing stuff with the Overwatch League, which I think would be really awesome. And talking about G4 and what happened to G4, so in terms of, so you have the esports competitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about in terms of the gaming news? Is that going to be sort of like you're going onto YouTube and here's live stream fails? Or are you going to actually have stuff of, hey, this publisher did this? I just don't want it to turn into a gossip type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's detrimental. And I also would really like to see a heavier presence of women. I don't, want something that's objectifying. I would love to see, women not only hosting, but also just tournaments for women and having that be broadcasted, because this is the perfect platform to show how there are a lot of, women in gaming that you don't really get to see very often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, some of the greatest women in gaming came from G4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, we. I mean, I think for the latter half of G4, I think even a lot of the great like female like newscasters they had there and personalities were sometimes like unfortunately got like reduced to like gags that like over sexualize them and kind of like would like otherwise like discredit them. I think like Olivia Munn kind of like fell victim to a lot of that a lot of times. And that kind of stunk, because it was like, all right, this like person definitely knows what they're talking about, and then it was like, why are they having her eat hot dogs from a ceiling on a string? Could we maybe like, I don't know, like
Dial it back.
yeah, maybe dial it back. Yeah.
Did I miss that? Did I miss that episode?
We'll
What the fuck?
But no, I mean, I think there's a good platform, there's a good opportunity to kind of like start with a clean slate, whatever it is that this network turns into. And I don't know if this ends up, so like $17 million is obviously, for me, is a ton of money, right? Like I got about $17.45 in my bank account right now. So $17 million sounds like a whole lot of money, but I feel like it doesn't sound like a whole lot of money for a television station.
No, it's not.
So it's like, does this live on Twitch? Does this live on Mixer? Does this live on, is this like a cable exclusive, like digital only something or other? Or is this like its own dedicated streaming service? Like it's like an app that you could download on a Roku or something like that and tune into it, and it's like a live stream. Like NBC Sports is kind of like that.
You're going to be able to download the VENN launcher. You'll be able to launch games from VENN. They're VENN exclusive games. Look, dude, we've been saying this for the longest fucking time. Again, let me pull up the tinfoil chalkboard.
Yep, please do. Yep, there it is.
Run this down one more time. Esports network sometime in the future.
You have
Check that one
terrible
off.
handwriting.
Yep,
You have
we
terrible
definitely
handwriting.
All right, dude. The most intelligent people on the planet have the worst handwriting. Thank you so much.
Your handwriting's
I'm a
so
fucking
nice,
genius.
Bob. It looks like calligraphy.
We've said it before. It was just a matter of time. I anticipate this being not only like a streaming service that you can access online. I feel like there will be inevitably some integration into like current gen and future gen consoles, like you have with Mixer and Twitch. Like some company like Microsoft or Sony is gonna want to buy into this, like for exclusivity, of course, because that's what everybody wants now. And I think you'll have a lot like an app through one of those consoles. And I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to make an actual television channel, because it's so lacking in like commercial television when it comes to the esports scene.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the G4. I wrote a complete article on the website at wickedgaming.com about a G4 revival and what needs to be done and how much we need. I think it's time that, I'll give VENN the shot. I'll let it have its time in the light. I will. I look forward to watching some Overwatch. I'm sure like Rainbow Six Siege will be on there. I'm hoping Professional Counter-Strike will be on there, because that's a blast to watch.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure every Riot competition will be there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to say I have high hopes. I probably have like mediocre to mid-tier, like mid-level hopes that it could go either way. But if it goes well, I think it could go very well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like it could either go really well and really take off, or it could just like fizzle out and kind of just stumble right out of the gate. I think the big thing here is like there's some big names and big companies backing it. And I think that, not only is that like, okay, we have some really good entrepreneurs and like producers that are behind it that'll give it some legitimacy. Same thing I feel about the Game Awards. I mean, Jeff Keighley has done such a huge job with the Game Awards. It's come a long way from being hosted on fucking Spike TV, where like Madden 2005 won Game of the Year. And all of a sudden,
I remember that.
Oh my God. And right. And then now it's like this legit production. You have actual, you got game developers, indie developers, you have everybody and their mother like really, dressing up and showing out for like a legit award show. And the next topic, that we get into is going to, get into this a little bit, but it really feels like it's this next step into legitimizing gaming as like really a major form of media, which I'm sure all four of us all are in agreement that it is, a major form of media and whatnot, but it doesn't like our opinions matter, but convincing everybody else who might be on the outside looking in and being like, why is my kid so obsessed with some like doofus with blue hair and a bandana on and like watching him on the internet instead of watching
Wild,
whatever, like that's a big deal. So I think this is a big step, and I really do hope that it kind of just launches right out of the gate. The fact that we got Twitch, Riot, and I think Twitch is a big tell here, and I think that's gonna be because Twitch like funding something that may be a direct competitor is a huge tell. So maybe it's not going to be just like another website you go to stream stuff. Maybe it'll be a different entity, but I'm really excited to see what comes from it. Honestly, I'm pretty optimistic, and I'm excited to like maybe tune into it. So
yeah, all right, bear with me on this. I'm literally going to pull you guys in 15 different directions on my team. First of all, I think it's time. Video games, esports as a whole, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Billion with a B. And it's due time for a channel that's around it, but you also have to think of it this way. If you're having a channel that is literally its only purpose is going to be video games and esports, there has to be something production-wise, or you have to get creative, and there has to be some sort of like reality show side of things, or like everyone wants to do away with like Twitch fails and shit like that. I hate to say it, but I think some part of it's gonna come into this channel, and it's gonna be like America's Funniest Home Videos type show. It'll be something like that to it. Hopefully they'll be able to like dial it back on certain things, like not like people showing their dicks on stream and stuff like that, but like more like just like stupidity.
Wait, maybe this is an outlet for people to start showing their dicks on stream.
I mean, I'll
Too much.
yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see how that goes. First week on.
I'm investing.
Then. But I mean, they're gonna have to buffer that time somehow. So they're gonna be able to have esports events. They're gonna like all the main championships. Are they gonna like host streams on television? Are they gonna have a reality TV show that they find like the biggest streamers and they make some sort of show out of it? Are they gonna have documentaries? Are they gonna have like I don't know, feature people's vlogs that they're doing, like Nate Shot and like 100 Thieves and like FaZe, all these big companies.
Yeah.
Are they going to host those? Because they're already 30 minutes as a whole as it is. That's a TV show. Are people going to get pulled off of YouTube to start creating content strictly for?
Maybe.
What if they got
Then?
Matt Pat? That would be incredible.
See?
Like if he made stuff for them.
Dude, that
Yeah.
would be fucking sick.
I mean, think about Hexy's announcement, right? That just happened earlier this week.
It's Hex. You got it the first
Hex. Hey, that's what I said.
Hexy.
Hexy. Whatever, dude. It's Hexy. Some people might say crisp if they pronounce your name.
A lot of people
actually,
do.
a couple of people do.
Yeah. How's
A
the?
couple people.
Yeah, Papa Dom, Dr. Bob, and Crisp.
I like that.
So Hex. So imagine if Hex's announcement was on VENN, and it was like the decision for LeBron, right? When he did the LeBron, like the decision. What was that, 2011, 2012? And it was like this national thing. It was like tune in to ESPN at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to find out where LeBron James ends up next. And Hex is like this major decision. You know, he's been with his prior team his entire life, and they have this huge platform for him. I mean, that would probably hit a lot harder than just like a Twitter video that somebody needs to text me, or I need to like be checking his timeline at some point. Because, you know, if you have like tailored trending topics on Twitter or something like that, you might see that decently quickly. But otherwise, unless you're checking this person's profile, you might not see that stuff. So VENN might be a good outlet for that. And I like that it might be more esports centric. For me, that I feel like I've every week I feel like I'm like watching a little bit more esports than I have before. When we first started the podcast, I wasn't watching esports at all. But I feel like there's a lot of potential there, and I really do hope that it does well.
Think of it from like a business standpoint too, for like content creators and video game media companies. Like, how difficult is it sometimes when like we know a big event's going on? Okay, like Bob, you pull up this tab. Dom, you pull up this tab. I'll watch this one. And like where do I find this? Oh, it's on Twitch. No, this person has it on their YouTube. No, it's on fucking Mixer. Like, you have to go all over the place. If there was a central hub to have all that, and you're able to like live tweet shit like that, and like get your content directly off the screen, so it's happening in real time. That would help a lot of like the media companies as a whole. But then it might also open up the doors for a bunch of shit bum companies that are trying to act like they know about video games.
Yeah.
No free ads, but
I can only imagine what kind of company would do that.
Shit bums.
yeah.
All right, question before we transition to another topic. How long before they address us to come host something for them? Is it before VENN goes live, or how many weeks after it goes live do they come to us and say, hey, guys, we need you to host our very own game show, or we need you to have a show prepared for us?
Yeah.
Like, how long until we hit that?
I think like 6 weeks. And hear me out. They're gonna give the first couple guys. They're gonna give them like a month. Like, let's see what these fucking nerds have, and they're gonna realize that they're complete like wet towels, and no one likes it. Everyone changes the channel when they get on. They're like, shit, like we need that fat kid with the big beard, and like that greasy little guy, and that super handsome 6'4" guy with beautiful blue eyes. Like, we need those
And
guys.
it looks like Gumby.
No.
Long,
You're thinking of the wrong
long,
people. No,
fucking
no.
lanky goblin arms, and he looks like a goblin whenever he.
Goblin arms.
What? Like Chris like walks on all fours.
Yeah. Imagine I'm like fucking Slender Man. Yeah, but 6 weeks.
I'm at a bar. I'm like, hey, my homie wants to talk to you, and then Chris is in the back, but he's like his head's scraping against the ceiling.
Looking like a praying mantis on the window.
He said it's gonna rain in about 15 minutes. We should probably get out of here.
Yeah, so you know, like the ultimate like creepy thing when you go to like a nightclub, there's always like people standing on the wall like rubbing their hands back together. You know what I mean? But like praying mantises do that all the time. So
What nightclubs are you going to?
The praying mantis.
Real fucked up one.
Like the greasy ones. But like praying mantises, all they do is this. So I'm like, yo, who's this fucking creepy green like on the window?
Oh my god. Kenny just said I'm 6 feet, fully tatted, thick as shit. Don't fact check that.
Isn't he like 5'4", 65 pounds?
Yeah, he's 5'3", looks like he got like injection molded with mayonnaise. and is probably
Whoa.
like looks like a human scarecrow.
He's
He
definitely
goes
a
5'4". He goes,
scarecrow.
whoa, 5'4". Yeah, you're about easily 5 inches shorter than me, and that's not even. And I got scoliosis, so he goes 5'4". What is this bullshit? Unsubbed.
Fuck out of here.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go hang you
All right,
over.
so wait, how long? How
Anyway.
long is it? How long until they contact us?
I mean, 2
6
weeks. Oh, 6 weeks.
I think
yeah.
7.2 hours
Oh,
exactly.
love that.
After
Mark it
launch?
down.
As soon as
After
this,
launch.
yeah.
Wow.
Put it on your chalkboard, whatever you had out.
We're gonna
Tinfoil,
need to
the
get
tinfoil
that- we're
chalkboard.
gonna-
Oh, hold on,
There
everybody.
we
Should
go.
we get our tinfoil hats?
Yeah. Hold on, Violet, you gotta put your tinfoil hat on first.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
Please
Hold
put your
on.
tinfoil hat on. Oh, thank you.
Nice. There you
Appreciate
go.
that.
Fucking
I'll pull up the tinfoil chalkboard as
Yeah,
well.
please do.
beautiful handwriting.
Yep. Well, with like
And-
8 weeks, like I think 6 weeks at the max. Yeah. We'll just like your
Fucking
head
dumb head bouncing around.
Oh, yeah, hold on, let me just highlight this real quick, just so we keep an eye on it. All right.
Guy looks like he
I'm
eats
leaving mine
mayonnaise
on.
out of the jar like a cup of yogurt.
Oh,
It's tough, Bob.
So moving right along. So I got a dilemma here, guys, because I have one last topic that I wanted to address, but I also had like this bonus topic that I wanted to throw out there. I mean, if we want to get really ambitious, we could do both.
Split them in half.
If you want to just split, yeah, let's split it in half. Let's do it because we gotta give the people what they want. Okay, so Ninja was on Jimmy Fallon last night.
hold on, if we gave the people what they wanted, I wouldn't be.
That's
We're
true.
working on
That's
it.
true.
We're working-
Well, I can't. I haven't figured out how to block you on Discord yet. So
The lawyers are working on the paperwork.
we're drafting it
Told
up.
you did.
We're drafting it
You
up.
could just have
Lawyers.
the paperwork.
We get
Yeah,
Sunny.
your co-founders have offered to buy you up for $24.
Keep it. Keep the money.
a,
fucking money.
a tin of grizzly wintergreen and yeah. So Ninja was on Jimmy Fallon last night. They talked a little bit about his move to Mixer, and he seems like really stoked about it. He's like really excited about playing new games before they come out, like doing a lot of like advocacy for first party titles, including Gears, which is the first one. Like he talked a little bit about his history with gaming. He promoted his new book, all that good shit. However, one thing that I really thought was fucking excellent, and I don't know like whose idea this was. Like something tells me that like TV producers don't come up with this shit. So for some reason, there was a little bit of a segment when he was on there, and they were talking about debunking myths about video games. And so they were talking about gaming. They asked Ninja about, like, what do you think about gaming making people violent or making kids antisocial? And his answers were legitimately unbelievable. Like, he was talking about how, if anything, like, he's become a better person because of video games, and like he's met people from all over the world, and he's met some of his best friends in his life, including his wife, because of video games, and blah blah blah. And like honestly, it was just an unbelievable look, I think, for video games in general, about like just normalizing the like this as a major form of media. Just like I was saying before, this is like kind of that tie-in for that last topic. Normalizing video games is just like third or fourth like major form of media, and really like treating top tier content creators like Ninja as like a celebrity. I mean, he is a celebrity. He is a celebrity, and I think that this was a fantastic step in the right direction. I don't know if you guys saw it or what you think about it, or if you had any thoughts one way or the other. Personally, I think it was just a great look. I think it was a very wholesome segment, and he was like kind of schooling Jimmy Fallon on playing different games, and he like recommended a couple of indie games to him as well, which I thought was awesome. But yeah, eager to hear your thoughts. Violet, did you see the segment at all?
I didn't, but I'm hopeful. It's really nice that he did say what he did say, because he doesn't have to. And if you are looking at him, right, he is the prolific streamer. He has crossed that boundary into celebrity, right? So
Yep.
whether you're a fan of his or not, I won't go there, but you have to at least give him a lot of credit for what he has done for streaming and gaming whole.
Yeah.
Chris, don't fucking say it.
I mean,
Drake.
from what you're saying, a lot of the answers are kind of very PC, and I would be shocked if he wouldn't speak out upon that, upon those topics, because look at his player base. I mean, it's a lot of younger kids, and they want somebody to look up to and say, hey, yeah, I'm not antisocial. I'm, even if I'm staying in my house 12 hours a day playing Fortnite, like, this is totally fine. Like, that's what you expect him to say. I'm not knocking him for it, but I also don't think it's extremely, I guess, revolutionary. If you're not a gamer, you're not going to understand. So even with him being on Jimmy Fallon, I just don't know how much, like, action and good it would do.
Yeah. I mean, can you picture, though, like, what if, like, you're a parent or whatever, maybe you don't understand, like, why your kid's playing Fortnite so much, and it's like, listen, son, you dyed your hair blue. You started to wear bandanas. I have no idea what you're doing with your life. Oh, my God. There's that kid who you got a poster of on your wall, and he's on Jimmy Fallon right now. Come into the living room and let's watch this together. Did that happen at all last night? Probably not. However, if it did, that's, like, great to kind of bridge the gap. I mean, you got a million people that watch, a bajillion people that watch Jimmy Fallon on a weekly basis. And if even one of them or a handful of them were able to kind of normalize in their minds, like, what streamers do and what gaming is turning into and what video games are doing for people,
Sure.
Then I think that's a victory. Bob, Chris, you guys got any thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I guess I'll go at it first. First of all, I'm never gonna knock anyone who uses their platform for good. Doesn't matter how I feel about the person. If you know that you have a very large platform and you use it for the general overall good for, like, people and just, like, a good lesson towards little kid, because his player base, the eyes that are on him are children. Like, they're very, very young kids, and that's when obviously you need the most molding of your mind. Of course, his answers are going to be very calculated. You're on television and you're a multi-millionaire. Like, you have a PR guy that teaches you what to say, what not to say, because they don't want any more mishaps of him saying what he said on Reddit, like, back in the day when he was young, because that could ruin his life now that he's actually, like, doing it. But I didn't watch it personally, but we just live in a different time now where, like, of course people are going to be like, oh, like Kyle wrote in here, all summer I haven't seen one kid outside playing football or street hockey. I feel like times are just different, and, like, he's realizing that there's a lot of bad buzz around playing video games for extended period of time. And because I don't know if it's an exact correlation, but a lot of people are stepping out about mental health and, like, depression, everything like that, because everyone is kind of isolated. But it's just a completely different time. So him using that to acknowledge things that are going on, even if it's a little bit of light that he's shining on it, he's doing something. I feel like he's doing his.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I definitely agree. I mean, I think that, one way or the other, here's the deal, is, like, it's not rotting a kid's brains. Listen, if they... I think I would rather have my kids idolize somebody who was, like, a self-made entrepreneur and, like, did what he loved and turned that into a career than idolize nobody at all and have no direction whatsoever and say that, like, I hate everything, I can't relate to anything. And, like, this is opening up a channel for the kids who, and we've talked about this before, for, like, the kids who grew up and they weren't athletic, maybe they didn't have the genes, maybe they didn't have the drive, maybe they didn't have, like, the social skills to, like, really thrive in sports. And like, am I saying say, listen, you can either be athletic or not athletic when you grow up? No. Like, I mean, let your kid decide what he wants to do. But at the same time, like, if that turns out to be the case and this is like a passion that they're running with, like, there is more and more channels that are opening up. I mean, fuck, there was this esports competition in Japan where, like, a 13-year-old kid won, and he was supposed to win, like, $75,000, the equivalent of, like, $75,000. He didn't win a fucking dime because the laws in Japan prevent minors from winning, like actual money from esports competitions. But, like, people are competing, and, like, does that kid get called up to a team in whatever game he was playing somewhere down the line? Maybe. Does this end up going nowhere and, the kid's just out of college tuition? Probably. But at the same time, I just think it's great to have an outlet, no matter what it is you like, no matter what you're passionate about, no matter what it is that you enjoy doing. it's better than doing nothing, and it's better than just sitting on your thumb and being able to be like, well, nobody relates to me, I can't do anything, because video games, I think, is a great equalizer. So.
Oh, I have one last thing I want to just like tap on, because you said it, and an extremely valid point. Everyone glamorizes and gawks at self-made millionaires, entrepreneurs, all of that shit, right? Like the people ended up forming multi-million-dollar companies and stuff like that. But when someone does it by playing video games, it's like something bad. Like you don't leave your house, you sit down for extended periods of time for the day, you just play video games. No, that person built their career from no one watching them not knowing a video game, and they literally built it up like any business is. They have their merchandise, they have their ad revenue, they have the content that they create, they have their donations that they get, their subscribers. Like it's a business that they built from the ground up. And of course, sometimes it's different where people platform other people, but people do that in business as it is too. Like, oh, wow, you have a really good idea for a business. Guess what? Like, I'll invest in your company and I'll help you grow it. Like that happens day in and day out in like Silicon Valley, Wall Street, whatever you want to say. But I think it's not a bad thing to look up to these people by any means, especially when they don't do anything to really try to tarnish their name or try to mold your mind in a bad way. Like, of course, they can push like a bad agenda on people, and like they could be assholes and all this, but they're not. So, long story short, fuck old people who don't understand it. It's completely different.
True.
Completely different.
True. All right. Real quick, because I needed to throw this in there, and I feel like Violet's going to be all over this. So I got a little bonus topic here, and nobody was ready for this. I did not prep a single person for this. Rob, this one's for you, especially. So, hold on one second. Let me just make sure I'm getting my numbers right. Let me just get in my... Oh, you're going to thank me, all right.
Remember you said that.
Remember that you said that. Hold on one second. Give me one second. I'm just going to make sure I get my numbers right. Hold on. Wait. So...
142.
142?
Yeah.
All right, so, Rob, do you know what happens in 142 days?
What's the matter with them? They didn't let us finish.
He didn't let me finish. Violet, do you know what's in 142 days?
Could it be the release of something?
It could be. We're going to play a little Sultan Bob's Guess My Game without him.
Could it be the release of a certain game?
It could be. Keep going.
Is there a raccoon in the game?
Mob boss of a raccoon.
There is. He's a real enterprising guy.
Such a Tom. I'm gonna say that it's the release of Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
That is correct. That is correct. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. 142 days. I am so excited. We're all so excited. All four of us. And I had just a little bonus topic. Here. If you were a villager in Animal Crossing, what kind of animal would you be? And what kind of neighbor would you be? Like, some neighbors fish, some like to garden, some are like really obsessed with their furniture. I'm going to lead this off because, Bob, I know that you're just chomping at the bit to answer this question, and I just like really can't wait to hear your answer. Personally,
I'm gonna fucking bash my forehead off of my keyboard.
Personally, in Animal Crossing New Horizons for Nintendo Switch, which is releasing in 142 days, 8 players online at the same time. Can't wait for that. Personally, I feel like I would be like a bird of some sort. Like, you know, like birds are usually obsessed with like keeping themselves and their nests clean, and that's kind of how I am. Like, I gotta clean up like don't look at the back of my office right now, but that's kind of how I have to be before I get anything done. I need to like clean up around me, get things organized, and I'd like to think, being one of many resident Italians, that I would probably look like the bird would kind of look like Falco Lombardi from Star Fox, because we're both huge guineas, and Falco is the biggest guinea in video game history.
So true.
He really is, and I'd constantly be asking you if you wanted food or if you were hungry, because like that's how I am in real life. That's how my mom is. So yeah, that would be me. If I was like your neighbor in Animal Crossing, I'd be like a little bird. I'd be cleaning stuff up. I'd be really all worried about my house being clean, and then I would constantly be handing you like fruit, making sure that you're not hungry before you leave. So that's me. Chris, I'm just like dying to hear what you think here.
I feel like it's a layup to say that I wouldn't be a giraffe in Animal Crossing. So I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna say I'd be a giraffe that lives next door. Really nice trees and foliage out front. I really take pride on the outside of my. But when you go on the inside, there's just an air mattress on the ground, and like I didn't really take enough time to like make my house look nice. There's like leftovers in the sink still. There's an air mattress on the ground. A couple fruit flies going around. But if you knock on the door, I'll always help. You need to shake trees, get peaches and apples. Cool, I got you. You want to go fishing? I'm there. Like we'll go 50-50 on all the red snappers I catch, and it'll be a good time.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
That was beautiful. I can't wait to play Animal Crossing together.
Dude, I can't wait to call you at 4 a.m. and be like, "Yo, you want to go fishing?" Like, yeah, for sure. We'll like meet at the pond.
Meet at the pond. I'll bring I'm gonna put like a fishing vest on. I'm gonna get like a little cooler. I'm gonna get a Yeti cooler for my living room.
Dude, that we talked about it last week, but that'll be a phenomenal stream idea.
We both get like fishing hats on, like little khaki like fishing hats on with like, the hooks and everything.
Like sitting next to one another in real life and just like drinking and fishing in Animal Crossing. Like we're actually.
Nothing is better.
Oh my
it's
god.
incredible.
Bob, what about you? What type of animal?
I'm not fucking entertaining this topic with an answer.
Oh.
I can't be out of this.
I can answer yours for you if you want.
Go ahead, Chris. What please?
You'd probably be a hippo, and you'd be so miserable. So like when you talk to people, like the happy people in Animal Crossing, like that's how they talk. But like the miserable people, there's like a it's like bass, like. How was work today, Bob?
Yeah, I'd be a nice lone wolf. You know, I'd be a lone wolf. I wouldn't want to play with anybody. And then I'd eventually turn into the fucking island serial killer, and I'd start fucking picking people off left and right. That's exactly what.
You take the shovel and bash them over their heads, then dig
Chris
a
hit
hole
the nail on the head because like the super cheery people, they have like whenever you go through the text. And you talk just like whenever
I mean, Bob.
Kenny goes Eeyore. Bob is Eeyore in real life.
That's so true. The sky is falling.
You guys are really gonna make me rip this fucking shirt. This is a new fucking.
You can
no,
order
it's
it.
too nice.
You get them at cost.
There's
only even if you take really good carrier town. If you take really good carrier town, there's for some reason there's just weeds that's growing all outside of like Bob's house.
Yeah.
It's like, and there's roaches on the inside.
And crows flying around it.
Violet, what about you?
Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, I cannot wait for New Horizons to come out because I'm going to make my entire family my tree-shaking bitches. So that's number one. But number two, I am going to be a pastel deer because I am a deer.
Oh.
I'm lovely. My voice will be because I mean it has to be that way now. What would I do? Let's see. I would really like to just ask for peaches from everybody. Like that's all that the interaction would be. Just give me your peaches, give me your food.
Like then, no reciprocation, just like listen, bring me a peach, and like it's almost like there's you're gonna get something in return, but you don't.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm running out of shirts.
Boy.
I'm running out of shirts.
I'm running out of fucking shirts. We put Animal Crossing too much. I'm fucking running out of shirts.
All he has is the thick fabric shirts left, and he's like, "Ooh, I can't rip these."
You're really gonna push this, huh?
Don't do
Keep
it.
going. Keep going, Violet.
You know what I was thinking? Oh yeah, get Violet. Sorry,
what was my last one? Oh, what would I?
Yeah, you're making people bring you peaches.
And then catch a lot of insects because I really just plainly just enjoy that in all of the games.
That always kind of weirded me out every time I caught the like bugs, but I always kind of had a weird balance of like selling them and then bringing them to the museum because I was always very selfish and I was like, listen, I got loans.
Yeah.
I got loans to pay off.
I never completed a museum.
No, I don't think I ever did.
I hoarded all those goddamn bells.
Yep, absolutely. I'm trying to get rich.
And you enjoyed catching insects in Animal Crossing, huh? Honestly, that might be the most psychotic thing I've ever heard.
No, hear me out.
I didn't even know you were able to do that. I know there was like fireflies, but that was it.
So,
you had the net.
So, for example, right, if you're taking the last iteration, right, New Leaf, you go to the island, you go at 10 o'clock at night. God, this does sound psychotic. So you go at 10 o'clock at night.
Go on.
That's when the most bugs are there. So you catch all the bugs, you fill it up. I could easily make 200k bells in one island trip just from catching them.
What?
That's right.
You should have a casino
I had the
in
hookup.
New Horizons. They should have a casino.
That'd be sick. Play
Oh, that'd be
blackjack with
really
bells. Dude, that honestly, I didn't know you can make that much off insects. Like, look, honestly, in New Horizons, if you can catch insects, I think I'm gonna open up my own little mom and pop insect store where I can sell them. And I'm just gonna put con artist Tom Nook out of business. Fucking rat bastard.
You listen. Tom is a wonderful, wonderful.
He's an
person.
asshole. He works you to the bone.
Nope. Okay. For New Horizons, right? He gives you a goddamn island.
You
right?
bought it.
And no, he gives you an island. He says, hey, do what you want. Oh, I mean, I do need some money for you, but pay it back anytime. He is letting you thrive.
Here's a cell phone.
Yeah, but he fired Rossetti?
Yeah.
What was the justice?
Not
He
cr-
got
not
rid of him.
We
Not
all hate
creating
Rossetti.
jobs.
It's fine.
No, Rossetti, he has a family, though. He
Recession
needs
hit.
to
He's got a family.
The recession
He
hit.
just lived in the hole.
Tom Nook made me pull weeds for 3 hours in the corner. Just so I could quit my job. It was ridiculous.
Can't wait to quit my job for real. All right, let's wrap this up just because Bob looks like he's fucking dying on the inside with a little segment that we like to call Land the Train. So there we go. The sound effect played this time. So Chris, what do you got for us?
I got nothing.
Excellent. Bobby.
Give me 1 sec. Hold on. A friend of ours is raising money for, I believe it's a SIDS foundation.
It is, yep.
Yep. So a friend of ours grew up with him. He lost his son, I believe it was 2 years ago to SIDS. You can find all the information if you just go on Facebook and search for second annual Team Landon versus Bruins alumni game. This is for the Landon Dolly, not a foundation, but they're raising money for a specific foundation. They will be putting together a team to play against a Bruins alumni team. They're raising money. They're selling shirts. What else they did? They're selling tickets to the game. They're selling ad space in a pamphlet. You know, they're just trying to get some money, trying to get some exposure to the foundation. So if anybody is at all interested, please check it out. I believe we should still have it in the show notes for a little bit, for a couple more weeks. So big shout out to that. Big shout out to them. Check it out if you would like to help support them. I have to give a huge Wicked Game and Suck It to Animal Crossing. That game is not a game.
Pile of shit.
You know. You won't catch me going anywhere near that trash.
You'd be
I
terrible.
play
at
video
it.
games.
Kid sucks at Animal Crossing.
La, 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 la.
You fucking tell me I'll be bad at that game, and I will fucking beat both of you. All right? And I'll hate every second of it.
Honestly, I'm just gonna keep pushing you and say you're gonna be terrible at it, so you actually play.
Kid's gonna buy a Switch just to play Animal Crossing, just to like, and then he buys it and then realizes that there's no like actual competitive component to it.
So, when do we run dungeons, dude? Doesn't.
Where's there's no PvP.
You and Dom are never gonna fucking run dungeons, specifically in World of Warcraft. It's never gonna happen.
I've been running
Don't change
Dungeons in
the
World of Warcraft since you guys were both fucking 8 years old. So
and you were fucking 65. Doesn't matter.
that's right.
Ben
did it.
I'm fucking mad.
I did it. I've been there. All right. Chris went. Rob went. Wow. Can't even fucking talk. Oh my god. Hey. So big shout out to our great friend, ThatNerdViolet. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We loved having you. We absolutely
Thank you guys for having me.
cannot wait to exchange friend codes and go fishing together in Animal Crossing
Hell
New
yeah.
Horizons for the
Let's
Nintendo
go.
Switch entertainment system. Can't wait for that. Big shout out to everybody who's checked out the new fall collection on wickedgoodgaming.com/shop. Real nice merch on there. So listen, if you need to bundle up, for the shop for the fall. Listen, I mean, you got this new Wicked Smart sweater. You can buy that. Rob's got the new WGG badge, that brand new crispy logo right there, right on the heart. And there's some new shit on there, boy. So make sure you go check that out. And listen, if you ask really nicely in our Discord, only in our Discord, if you ask me directly, really nicely, Maybe I'll give you a discount code. Maybe I'll give you free shipping. I don't know. You got to ask nice, and you got to go into our Discord. Only if you're in our Discord. If you ask on Twitter, it doesn't count. You go into our Discord. Maybe. But you got to ask nice. You got to send me a funny GIF, and if it makes me laugh, I'll give you a discount code. That's my promise to you. And there's a bajillion people listening to this, I'm sure, right now, and they're like, oh my God, wow, could really use a new hoodie right now. Could really use a new sweatshirt right now. Oh my God, I really need some Wicked Good Gaming merch. Oh my God, how do I just support my favorite degenerate journalists on the internet? How do I do it? But I don't want to go broke. I got student loans. Sally Mae breathing down my neck. I'll hook you up. Come into the Discord.
They could also support us at patreon.com.
They could do that as well. They could do that as well. We can't give you discount codes for Patreon, but luckily you can just.
That's not how that's.
Luckily you can just pick. You can just pick how much you want to spend. But if you maybe you want a little couple $2-3 off. Check us out on Discord. Violet, the floor is yours. Please, by all means, plug everything and anything, and shout out whoever you'd like to shout out.
Okay, well, first let me say, little plug, because next week is TwitchCon. Please be safe. Remember your surroundings. Be nice to people.
Yes.
Don't jump hug, all that other stuff. If anybody is listening to this and they're going to TwitchCon, they have nobody to meet up with. I have very close friends. Contact me. I'll put you in contact with somebody so you don't have to be alone.
Yes.
Secondly, if you enjoyed my sass, if you enjoyed... Well, we didn't actually talk about touching rumps, but regardless, if you enjoyed what you listened to, check me out on Twitch and Twitter at ThatNerdViolet. We talk a lot about butts, and it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, absolutely. That nerd Violet. She plays a lot of scary video games. It gets a lot from me sometimes. Sometimes I just start spontaneously crying.
I scream a lot.
We'll have to play Dead by Daylight at some point.
Yeah,
because I know Dom and Chris will not fucking play with me.
I cry sometimes. I cry
anytime.
a lot.
Enjoy.
Anytime. We cry a lot.
I love that.
And also I was last week was hanging out in Violet's stream, and somebody was being a little rowdy, getting a little inappropriate, and instead of just being like, all right, fuck you, dude, you're banned, Violet was like, hey, listen, I don't think we see eye to eye. You know, clearly we have some different, different definitions of having a good time, so I don't think this is going to work out, so see you later. And then dude got banned, just like that. So I felt like, I was like, wow, that was, not only do I feel like, I feel it was like the most heartwarming ban I've ever heard of in my entire life.
That was me on a good day, though.
Yeah,
like
just
when
super patient
people,
camp counselor.
Cross the line. Yeah, but if people cross the line, I actually have a thing on my stream deck that plays "Nana Nana, hey hey, goodbye," and then I give the middle finger. So it depends on the day. You get either really wholesome or wow, this is not for children, but it's mature anyway. So
love that. Love that.
I might have to make a fake account just to,
troll me.
Yeah. No, I would never do that.
Yeah, definitely don't. Yeah, definitely don't do that. Bob, we have another thing coming up that people should know about, right?
Yes, we will be hosting with our pal Seth David Music our very own Twitch idol. So if if anybody is at all musically inclined or talented enough vocally, and you would like to compete, we will be hosting a Twitch idol. I think we're going to be shooting for to start Twitch idol in November. So the idea is to get as many people who are, interested to sign up, join the three of us, and then also Seth will be judging everybody, and we will be getting chat interaction as our fifth vote. In case there's ever a tie, it's good to have a fifth vote to, sway that balance a little bit. So contestants will be performing in front of us live on stream. We'll be doing rounds of this, so we'll be voting people off. If you make it to the next round, we'll see you next week. We'll do it again. And then we should be having some prizes given out. We're going to have awards given out. We're going to be doing some giveaway stuff as well. So if you or somebody who might be interested in joining the WGG First Official Twitch Idol Season 1,
Violet's in.
You're just gonna have to tune into the Discord. You can also check it out on our Twitter at Wicked Good Games. But signups are going through Discord, and stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot more information coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Seth is in the middle of his he could be getting back into his competition. But whenever that ends, we're assuming early November, we should be picking everything up. So stay tuned and, sign up. Sign up.
Yeah, please do sign up and join the Discord for more information on that. There is going to be a whole lot of cool stuff that we're going to be giving away. And Seth David is a phenomenal vocalist in his own right, and we're really excited to see the expertise and the insights that he brings to the table. So yeah, I mean, other than that, listen, this has been a fantastic episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, episode 146, featuring ThatNerdViolet. Thank you so much for coming on. We have had a fantastic time. We hope to have you back on soon, and we'll make sure to get you one of these brand new shirts, whichever you want. We got this one. We got the one that Rob's wearing. We got one that's got like a pumpkin spice latte on it. Whichever one kind of strikes your fancy. Listen, I know.
Is there really?
Yes, there is.
Oh, yes.
There is.
Yep.
That is called.
Five. How dare you?
So we'll get one of those shipped out to you real soon. But in the meantime, listen, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, oh my God, I need one of these hoodies. But first of all, where do I find the podcast? You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Overcast, and now radio.com and iHeartRadio. You can find Not Another Gaming Podcast there. And if you're saying, listen, Dom, this is all really fine and good. However, I would really like to support you guys in some sort of more tangible way. There's a couple different ways that you could do that. One of which is patreon.com/wickedgoodgaming. We've got a ton of different tier lists on there, whether you got $1, maybe you got $100 that you just found in your ashtray real quick. Congrats on the wealth. Support us. And you could also go to wickedgoodgaming.com/shop. We got plenty of great new merch on there, all designed by yours truly. We got the fall collection, which just dropped just now. It's really cozy. It's going to get you all the attention, all kinds of positive attention, whichever type of people that you like to get attention from, you're going to get attention from them. And last but not least, make sure it's September. We only got about 10-ish days left in September. Steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime. Subscribe to us on twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming. It will do absolutely nothing to you monetarily, but it would support us a whole lot. I cry every time we get a new subscription. I'm a very contagious crier. I didn't even see the movie Up, but somebody showed me the trailer, and I cried for 6 days. So like just think about that whenever you subscribe.
I cry daily.
Yeah, I mean, I cry a lot, and I'm a contagious crier. So like Rob will text us and be like, "Listen, I just started crying in the bathroom at work." I'll start crying like just right away. I'm a contagious crier, so I will cry. That's my promise to you for every subscription that we get on Twitch. And if you don't believe me, follow us at twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming and see for yourself. Big thanks to Violet. Thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you go follow her at Twitch. Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you for coming on. Make sure you go follow her at twitch.tv/thatnerdviolet. Chug Daddy, thank you for the sub right now. I'm just going to start crying. Too bad. He goes, start the waterworks. Listen, hold on a second. Here it is.
It's also water, you sick bastard.
It's actually tap water. I refilled it. It's a blueberry tangerine. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're listening to us right now, and maybe it's a Friday morning, you're getting ready to head into the weekend, we love you so much, and we'll see you next week. All right.